Ah, that'll be why. We'll tell them I actually turned my mic on. I've started all the muck-ups already, and I've not even started properly. The hamsters in the brain aren't working today. Little switch there to turn the mic on, and I forgot all about it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Streamstructor. As you can see, business as usual, more or less. Which I think is absolutely ridiculous, but there we go. That's the situation. You'll see the screen is a little bit different, and that's deliberate because of just a few things I want to try out and do something a little bit different here. I'm just going to see if I can actually refresh the chat stream a little bit and bring up the details from before. It looks like it may not be working. Okay. Right, I've had a couple of the questions already. Ah, it's there. Cool. Right, it's all there. Right. Ooh. Let's just do a bit of twerking. Tweaking? Just a bit of twerking. A bit of tweaking here. I'll just put this white so I can see it. I'll increase the size a bit more. And is it going to let me? No. Now, it's not going to let me do it through the one I want. So let's just do... I'm just trying to keep some sort of up and running here. I've done tests, but this didn't work, which is a pain. There we are. It doesn't seem to like many fonts, does it? Does that work? That'll do. Right, okay. So we got some questions there from Fraser, which I will answer in a minute. I hope you enjoy this when you see it, but it's my usual complete muck-ups to start with. But how is everybody doing? Welcome to another live stream. I'm here for about another hour, about an hour, and it's a one-man bank situation again, just me. But how are we all doing? How's your day? How's your month been? How has it all been in the world where you are? I know the world is not the best at the moment, and I will broach that in a minute because there's a bit of conversation I want to have about that. But in personal life, it's actually been a better month. A lot of good stuff going on. First of all, I mentioned last month I was going to visit my cousin with her newborn son, wee Theo, wee cutie. He's a wee cutie. He's really beautiful. He's only about 3 weeks old. He's so tiny at this point. It was really cute. And they're going to be great parents, Ben and Zoe, once they've got everything sorted in regards to how they go about it. It's really lovely to have that sort of setup. Theo's going to be effectively my first cousin once removed. Probably end up being called Uncle at some point because that's probably the default for these sort of things. Bit easier than saying, "Oh, hello, Uncle Barry," than "Hello, first cousin once removed, Barry." It's just like that doesn't quite work. So that's possibly what it is. But I had a whole conversation. We're having a meal there. We went for a meal in Morpeth, which is where they live, and having a conversation about me never holding a baby before, and I'm going to myself, well, it's been a while since I held a baby, certainly. So held him. Fairly comfortable with holding the baby. It's not something I do a lot of as an adult. And I was thinking, I was boasting earlier on, I've never held a baby before. This is the first time I've held a baby. And then I thought, no, that's stupid. You have held a baby before. 33 years ago, called your sister. So I have held babies before. I don't know why I think I didn't, but I have. And yes, it's just one of these things. You'll see there's a chat down the side there. I'm just trying to get the right end there. So a bit of chat there, which will come up as time goes on. So if you want to leave a comment, it should show up on the chat stream there and stay there until obviously it scrolls up further. Few archive videos and that today to do as well. That was the first thing with the good stuff in regards to visiting my cousin. The second is completing that challenge I said I'd do in February. It didn't go ahead properly in February because of weather conditions and everything else. And the challenge, if you don't know, back in January I covered an article of a guy who had ran all the streets in Glasgow since lockdown, and he completed this challenge by finishing in George Square. And I was inspired to maybe do another project on top of that. So what I said I'd do is I'd walk from East Kilbride to Glasgow Central Station, going to each of the intermediate stations in between. And I made the first attempt on the 4th of February, and it was aborted after Hare Miles because technology and water don't mix, and it just died. And I did it again on Friday, just there, the 4th of March, and I completed it. I won't give much more away about exactly what happened in the ins and outs, because that's what a vlog's for next month, and it's the vlog that will be in the first week in April, and I'll explain a bit more about the scheduling for the next couple of months in regards to Streamstructors later on. But the only side effect I've had is slightly stiff legs at times. Put it this way, my legs don't like any slight incline at the moment, but they are getting better. And the only big thing was a kind of blister on the right heel. Not right heel, left heel. Rather big blister. It's had plasters on the past couple of days. It's going down, but that's really the only major side effect. I've not been waddling like a Michelin man or anything like that, but I did it. How quickly I did it, how many steps it took, you'll need to find out when the vlog comes out next month. But that was my big fun thing. I've just had a kind of long weekend because I had to use some days up from work, so I utilised the Friday to do that. Editing away with all the stuff on the Deanstructor channel for the next month and a bit. Technically I'm 6 weeks ahead as it stands at the moment, but I'll get into more to that as we go on. But of course we always have the running order and what's happening today. But before I do that, you'll see this on a regular basis on the Deanstructor YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter and Facebook. It's not YouTube, is it? Right, yeah, sorry. Start again. On the Deanstructor Facebook, Patreon, Tumblr and Twitter, this image comes up round about the last day of the month. And as you will see, that's the schedule of what's going to happen on the channel this month. So you've got the Streamstructor, which I'm doing right now. You'll have a clip from the Streamstructor on Wednesday at 6 PM GMT. Then the vlog to the Ray Harryhausen exhibition, which I did last month on my week off, which was a very interesting experience, and you will see more about that next Sunday at 4 PM GMT. Then the Doctor Who reviews Whispers of Terror, which is the Big Finish audio, on the 20th at 4 PM GMT, and on the 23rd at 6 PM GMT it's the Doctor's Wife. Now you'll see there a Kidstructor returns. There's a Kidstructor on the 27th of March, but at the time I released this image I didn't know which one it was going to be. So all will be revealed at the end of this video about which Kidstructor TV show I am going to be uploading. It was recorded with Fraser, so it is one with Fraser. So at the end of this live stream, I will reveal what the Kidstructor is going to be. Apart from that, let's look at the running order for the archive stuff. As you know, I do archives every time from the Deanstructor channel with over 400 videos to look at. It's always only fair to have a look at that every so often. And yes, the Deanstructor channel archives include a vlog, which is to Aberdour Castle. I just put Aberdour because that's what the name of the title is. And then we're finally out the Trial for Time Lord reviews. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy them, but it felt like it was kind of like Groundhog Day a little bit as we kept doing Trial of the Time Lord stuff. But it's now Battlefield, the Sylvester McCoy 7th Doctor story, is the archive for Deanstructor Reviews Doctor Who today. So yes, that's what's coming up on the live stream. Now Fraser's left 3 questions here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to answer each question in each of the sections to keep it going, to make it a bit more interesting and keep the viewership going. So he'll watch this tomorrow, so I'll probably have comments made personally and probably in the comments down below as well, which you can do if you're watching this on playback. If you are watching live, by all means, please leave a comment. Please hit that like button. All that sort of thing helps to help promote the channel going forward, and it's always nice to see. So yes, the questions he's asked are there on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the first one. If you can cast anyone as the next Doctor, who would it be? Who would it be as the next Doctor? I've said on this before that Lydia West looks like she's going to be potentially the new Doctor. Who would I want? That's a very good question. Who would I want if I had a fantasy query? Do you know what? I'll have to think about that because I'm not entirely sure who I'd want as my Doctor if I had a choice to pick. If I was being selfish, I wanted an actor who's older than me, so I'd look somebody in their 40s, because I still have that kind of sad little thought that in my run, in my time as a Doctor Who fan, the actor who plays the Doctor has always been older than me. and that still stands with Jodie Whittaker. I have a funny feeling that's going to be broken this time. Can't do that for the companions because Karen Gillan broke that trend back in 2010. But certainly for the Doctor, the actor's always been older than me, so that trend is probably about to break. So if I did have a choice, it'd be somebody in their 40s. I'll need to have a think about that and maybe come back to that one. So yeah, that's an answer maybe I'll give after the next bit. We also have a wee discussion about Ukraine as well, which I think is something I have to really talk about because it's such a big news item at the moment, such a horrible situation happening there. And I want to start doing something in every live stream that I want you guys to help join in with at times. What I'm going to do going forward is I am going to do, until the Ukraine situation resolves itself to what I feel is a satisfactory conclusion, and that could be something completely different to what everybody else thinks, I want to have on every live stream a 1 minute silence to remember all the victims and all the issues and all the problems and troubles of Ukraine on every live stream. So if you're willing to do that with me, what I'm going to do is in about a minute's time, I'm going to do a minute's silence. If you can join in with me when you're watching this back or when you're doing this live, please do so. That's absolutely great. I'm going to do a little donation to the Disasters Emergency Committee, the UK version of organisation that is putting together all the charitable donations from different companies to put into one pot. Scotland's raised £6 million already, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to make a contribution tomorrow because tomorrow's payday, so a big chunk of my petty cash is going to go into that this month. But if you are watching this, you can, if you wish to, you can skip. I hope you don't, but I'm going to take now a minute's silence to remember the conflict in Ukraine, the people who have been affected by it, and I have a wee discussion about an article that's really boiled my blood after this as well. But first of all, let's do the minute silence. Here we go. Thank you if you have joined in with that minute silence there. That is much appreciated. Intention to do it every month that the conflict continues until I feel it's satisfactory in regards to the situation. So thank you for joining in if you have, either on replay or live with me right now. That really was lovely to see, and thank you very much. Now, there is one article I want to go into which has made my blood boil, and this is an article from the BBC website, so I've got it here. Oh, that doesn't work at all, does it? Ooh, I need to change that because that doesn't quite work. Okay, so I'll put that there for now for the chat. Okay, I'm going to bring up an article here from the BBC News website that I read earlier on, which has made my blood absolutely boil. So, as you know, across Europe, there have been people evacuating, fleeing, becoming refugees from the Ukraine conflict, fleeing for their lives. And 1.5 million people have fled Ukraine since Russia started the war back on the 24th of February. There's an article here from the BBC which made my blood boil because I'm going, how can you be so callous in the government? It really has annoyed me. So the article is it's on BBC News. There is other articles across the net, but this one I thought was most poignant. So, Ukraine war, UK grants 50 Ukrainian refugee visas so far. So basically, 50 Ukrainians have been granted visas under a scheme for refugees with family links to the UK, the Home Office has announced. It's about 1% of the 5,535 people who have applied since the programme launched 48 hours earlier. Home Secretary Pretty Useless Patel said she was doing everything possible to speed up efforts to issue the travel permits. The Ukrainian ambassador praised the UK effort, but urged for a maximum number of people to be admitted. The UK steadily increased its visa offer to refugees from the Ukraine war, extending it to parents, grandparents, siblings, as well as immediate family, and extending visas to 3 years. No, that should have been straight off. I don't care about your present system with the immigration. That shouldn't have happened. That you shouldn't have been slowly extending it. You should have been doing it straight away. This whole situation with the point system should be completely removed on this basis because it's a humanitarian issue. It's a lack of humanity, as it says down here, but it's faced criticism that its scheme is less generous than the European Union's, while France accused the UK of a lack of humanity, which I can agree with, saying that 150 refugees were turned back at Calais for lacking a visa. Earlier this week, Prime Minister, and I'm not going to say his name because I'm so annoyed with the government at the moment, said 200,000 Ukrainians would be eligible to travel to the UK. Not enough! Not enough! That should be open-ended. There should be no limit. Would be eligible to travel to the UK as he extended the offer of visas to a wider range of family members. As of 10 a.m. GMT on Sunday, the Home Office had said 11,750 begun applications online, while 5,535 had completed them. That's virtually double. Yeah, it's not quite double. He added that 2,368 had booked a visa appointment to submit the application and biometric information, while around 50 visas had been granted. Asked if it was acceptable that about 1% of applications had been granted in the first 40 hours of the scheme, Miss Pretty Useless said it was the first scheme in the world that's up and running in this short period of time. The scheme shouldn't have been up and running in the first place. You should have just let it go, all these freaking visa things, and just put the people in and do the paperwork later. Don't turn them at the border. Ukraine's immediate it's just annoying. This is an incredible scheme and we're doing everything possible, surging capacity across every single application centre across the EU, she said, adding that staff have been flown to Ukraine's border countries to speed up applications. Ukraine's immediate neighbours have taken the majority of 1.5 million people estimated to have fled the war, with more than half of them arriving in Poland. Well, that's understandable. It's the biggest country next door to Ukraine. France's Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin wrote to Miss Useless on Saturday, saying that 400 Ukrainian refugees had arrived at Calais to cross the Channel, but 150 were sent back and told to obtain UK visas to embassies in Paris or Brussels. Mr. Darmanin said the response to people in distress was completely unsuitable and showed a lack of humanity, here, calling for the UK to put consular staff at Calais to help Ukrainian refugees cross. But Miss Useless said it was wrong to say we were turning people back, and said the Home Office was already working in Calais to support Ukrainian families. Vadim Prestako, Ukraine's ambassador to the UK, said the visa process could be simplified, adding any issues could be resolved later, but right now the maximum number need to be admitted. He said any bureaucratic nonsense should be cleared away, although he said it was necessary to continue security checks, but he said the UK was at the forefront of the effort to support the Ukraine. I'm sorry, that just boils my blood. All these other countries have just said, right, okay, yeah, well, I know the people are coming in, we'll just let them in for now, we'll sort the visas out at a later date, and they've been doing it. Britain has said, no, if you can't get in, you don't get in. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that in this circumstance, surely. It's so frustrating, it's so annoying, and I really want to just turn around and kick somebody's arse in Westminster at the moment. It really is annoyed the hell out of me, this whole situation. These people are desperate. They've been attacked left, right and centre. Mariupol, 2 times in the past 2 days, we've had to try and get people to come out and a kind of ceasefire corridor to escape the city, and the Russians have bombarded it. They have no choice but to leave. And yes, if they want to come to the UK, let them. Don't faff about like you are at the moment. This is absolutely ridiculous, and this ramping up of this scheme that they're talking about can't take 4 weeks. It's got to be now and figure out the paperwork later. There's no excuse for it. There's absolutely no excuse, and it really has annoyed me, this whole situation with that in the Ukraine. And I'm sorry, it's not often I rant on here, but that has really just boiled my blood, the whole situation. I think it's shocking. I think it's absolutely shocking, and I hope maybe some of you think that's the case as well, because I think it's absolutely terrible. I really do. I think it's absolutely terrible. Anyway, enough of me ranting for now. We've got the running order there. Let's play a vlog so I can calm down. Time for my vlog to Aberdour Castle. So it's Sunday, the 17th of July, 2016, and I am travelling again. It's a Sunday, it's vlog time. Now, I think I've made a decision. It is another reenactment, living history type vlog, except this time around I'm a tourist again, not my group. Now, I was intending to have one of these living history things, you know, this event today, as part of the big vlog from last month. But I decided there was a good enough narrative in that, so I was going to do another vlog. So this is the next vlog in the series. So welcome to another vlog, and today I'm going to Fife. In fact, I'm going to Aberdour. So, let's see what the day holds. So, that's me in Edinburgh, to the bus in from Buchanan bus station to Edinburgh. Stop number 1. Stop number 2 is actually in Aberdour. It's a direct link from Glasgow. One more to go, and that's to Aberdour by train. So I'm walking to Edinburgh Waverley now from Edinburgh bus station, so I can get the train. And here's something I didn't see last time I was here. I don't know if you can see that here. I'll just try and see if I can move around a bit. There we are, tram. Very new. So yes, I'm in Edinburgh. I'm about to make my way over to Aberdour. I have about 40 minutes to kill before the train goes. And then to my destination. So yes, let's do a couple of sightseeing bits and pieces from Edinburgh. But I've been here before, of course, this year. If you want to find out more, links are down in the description. I'll put them down here as well, so you can click on it. But yes, so I've been to Edinburgh before. I went to the castle last time. Not staying today. I am passing through. But here we go, stage number 3 of my journey today. So I'm waiting for the train to be ready to be boarded at Edinburgh Waverley. It's been quite a quiet morning for me so far. Hopefully the afternoon's a bit better, but I expect it to be. So yes, I just want to quickly go over a few things, because it's been a couple of months since I've done kind of heart-to-heart since I'm waiting. The channel is growing strength to strength, it's getting better. Hopefully, although I don't know at this point, there'll be a caption below if that has happened, I have 50 subscribers at the time this video is released. The day this is recorded it's 49. So that's the first milestone, is to get up to 50 subscribers. The next milestone is to get to 100. My average views in June were about 500 views. I'm hoping to get about 700 this month, and the aim is to be about 1,000 by the time this video is released. So fingers crossed that's true. But yeah, no, it's been a quiet couple of weeks really for me in that respect when it comes to the YouTube videos and everything else. Just been doing my usual schedule, but it does seem to be making an effect at last, so I'm really pleased about that. here I am, Aberdour, not Aberdour, been saying Aberdour away, Aberdour, going to the castle, which I think is over there, according to the signs, looks like it is. See the ruins of a building that looks pretty like it. So I'm going here today because there's a living history reenactment type show on today. Quite a distance for me by train and public transport, but it's 10 to 12. God, it's taken me 3.5 hours to get here, 4.5 hours to get here, because I had to wait over in Edinburgh for 50 minutes, so it's not the shortest of journeys. I don't expect to be back into Glasgow until the back of 8 tonight. But yeah, no, here we go, let's see what it brings here today. But yeah, part of a group called, I think the group's Historic Saltire that's doing it this time round, so that will be fun. And I met them last time at Linlithgow, so probably know a few faces, probably say hello to a few of them. Might be a couple of the guys from Carrick 800 there, because they tend to be a couple of people are in the same groups. So we'll see what happens.
Goes out twice and allows the sword a bit of leverage. As I said, left-handed people were burnt alive or they were right-handed. It was evil, it was witchcraft. So the sword, their main hand, would be on the right. The shield would go on the left. Now, our man-at-arms, his weapon of choice is an axe. A very regal weapon. In fact, the chosen weapon of one Robert the Bruce. Have we heard of Robert the Bruce? Who said no?
Obviously not, because they never said anything loud.
No. Have you heard of Robert the Bruce?
Yes!
The King of Scots, and also the uncle of Sir Thomas Randolph.
My uncle.
It was at Bannockburn that Robert the Bruce broke an axe. Charged him, gave him out the way on his little war pony, and split him head to collarbone. And famously said, I broke my favourite axe. Just a Scotsman.
Yeah, heating it up so it gets soft. I can hit it with a hammer, and I'm actually stretching out the metal this way, so that it's stretching out and getting thinner as it goes along. It's that hard. And it'll end up, I'll probably take it to when it's about half the thickness. And I've got several bits in the fire, so that I'm not wasting any, so that I'm not wasting fuel by just working on one thing at a time.
Whether you hear any of this is down to the wind rustling through the trees. I'm in the orchard, in the landscape gardens area of Aberdour Castle. So, yep, they're here today, the living history guys, talking about the 13th century, 14th century. Thomas Randolph, the man who got granted this castle by Robert the Bruce, is being represented here today. And it's all about about the life and what they did in that time period. They've just had a dressing down, or dressing up, of soldiers in the area. So that was quite interesting to see that. They had a comic character of a squire being bashed about quite a bit. I didn't get any of that, unfortunately, but he got bashed about quite a bit because he was doing things wrong. So yeah, the next thing is at 1 o'clock, where we start to talk about the history a bit more of Thomas Randolph and everything related to him. You can see up here, look, up there's a tent and that where they've been sitting. And you know, now I've had first experiences living in tents. This one actually could be quite cosy. A bit exposed, I think, but that one could have been quite cosy if I was involved. But I'm not part of Historic Saltire. I don't expect to be part of that group for any time soon. But yeah, we'll keep going on. I've had a quick look through the castle bits and pieces. There's an amazing painted ceiling in one of the rooms. I've tried not to take photographs in there for reasons of care and making sure that there's nothing that causes light damage or anything like that in there, you know, so I've decided not to do anything with that. But I'm just walking through the orchard in between. It's about 1:45, so I better start making my way back up to the top. And let's carry on through the day and see what else comes up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege, my duty, my pleasure to introduce my lord and yours of Aberdour, Sir Thomas Randolph. This is a man, the nephew of King Robert the Bruce, King of the Scots, who died in 1329. Who's from Scotland? There we go. My lord, are you pleased with the men and women of Aberdour? I would be content if you would show them how to pay the proper respects to their lord arriving, you stupid herald. Get them to do it now. Go on. Now, gentlemen, if you have headwear, you remove it. If you have a toupee, now's the time to reveal. Your left foot goes behind, and you bring your head down. Ladies, 1 foot behind. Lift your skirt if you have one. And you curtsy. I've never done that before. Ladies and gentlemen, your lord of Aberdour Castle, of the Isle of Man, the first Earl of Moray, Sir Thomas Randolph. I'm sorry, my lord, that was underwhelming. Can we do that better? You're meant to be very, very, very angry Scots, are you not? Passionate,
People under the false assumption that Baliol is the true king, or do they believe their lord, Uncle Bruce, is the true king? Is this why
He died
they
a year
don't
ago.
bow and show proper respect?
Robert Bruce died a year ago.
His son is still called Robert. His son, his nephew, sorry, is still
Two. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And I'd like to bid you welcome to my castle here at Aberdour. I personally didn't build it, neither did Robert, my uncle, King of the Scots. Now that herald brought up a little bit of information earlier about a rose falling from my chaplain. Does anybody know what he was talking about?
She did, yeah.
No. Well, let me put it into context for you. I'm a very, very important knight. I am the nephew, as I said, to Robert Bruce, King of Scots, but after he crowned himself King of Scots, you know, he stabbed a man to death in the church, or the man accidentally fell on his life 16 times, as Robert claimed. That was back in 1306, February 14th, 1 p.m. The John Common fell against Robert's knife many times, and then one of the troops ran in with Macca Sir, and went stabbity stab, stabbity stab, and killed John Common. It was actually not Robert that killed him. However, Robert was excommunicated by the Pope. Robert was excommunicated by the Pope. Thank you. Then rushing to see Bishops Lumberton and Bishop Wishart, he said, I might have accidentally killed a man to death in a church. So what do you think they did? Do you think they made him do lots and lots of penance and go on pilgrimage to Jerusalem? They should have, but they didn't. Time was pressing and we had all of English stuff to show you. What's your name, sir? Welcome to Aberdour. Thanks so much. There's something we threw up on the No, he didn't.
What Bishop, Wisher and Lamberton did was tell him to hot-foot it as quickly as he could, and 6 weeks later he became Robert Bruce. Eagles Guns!
There are some strange fruits on this table. Pineapple. Very interesting thing, the pineapple. Crusaders knew about it. And if you go to, I believe it's Rosalind Chapel, you will see these carved into the pillar heads. Right? They knew about them. There are stories of these being used again as fancies on tables, as an exotic thing on a table at a banquet. What you've got is very exotic, this. No, you can't have any. It's mine.
Okay, troops, you ready? Are you ready to go there and bleed for Scotland? Are you ready to go out and cause pain, misery, death, and certain snappage of bones on the enemy? Yeah? Are you ready to see them cause certain death to the enemy? There's people in there that don't like you, they're not cheering for you. Are you ready to see certain almost flesh wounding going on here today? Yeah. Were you watching earlier on when they were taken through the paces? So if I just said to foot, you'd know exactly what to do. Okay, so let's have a slow practice run of prepare for foot. To foot! Middle rank. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Was that a good children move? They said it was rubbish. Alright, recover arms.
It's funny, I'm not the only one vlogging today. There's somebody else vlogging as well, doing the same thing as I am, going around the castle. I think a few photographs. You probably haven't got time already. You've just seen some action there from the adults, children's. Some stuff there for the kiddies army as well. I didn't put that in because it's too vicious for any sort of vlog on YouTube. So, yep, there we are, look. Oh dear. I don't know if he's actually in conversation or whether he's actually vlogging. He is. But yeah, no, kiddies aren't going down. Can't subject you to that sort of violence, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. So just got one more thing, they've got a weapon show at 3 o'clock, where they show the weapons, have a bit of a fight. Then that's effectively the end of the living history. The castle is open till 5 o'clock. I'm probably going to go away at about 4 to get back down to Glasgow, because I've got a bit of a journey to do. Anyway, that's it for now. Let's see what else happens later in the video.
You right? Gentlemen? What do you mean? Oh, he's taking a spear from him already. However, he has an axe. Oh. Hold. This is not a contest to death. Do you yield? Damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, Gimli has yielded. So it's a point to Sir Randolph. Who are you cheering for, Randolph or Douglas? Each of them have a buckler as well. Oh, he's trying to get close. He's trying to tickle him. He's trying to tickle him to death. However, an axe has been played. He's trying to cuddle him. Do you yield? Yes, of course. A point for the Douglas. Here today. Let's hear Randolph, Douglas, Randolph, Douglas. Oh, it's a fight to daggers now. The mercenary train of years. Or the young Scot.
Ooh. A point to the Douglas, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2-1. 2-1. Can you believe it? I believe it. Randolph, 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 Randolph. Go on, who are you cheering for? Randolph or Gimli? Oh. And John, please don't try us at home. They spent minutes practicing this. What's a sword? Oh, we got an injury. He's down. Do you yield? Ladies and gentlemen, I yield. That is a point. 2 points each, my lords. Fight!
Fight, 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 fight.
Stop. They're going to be using the ball and chain. He says, is that all you got? Come on, you big Jesse, he says. Oh, they're going for it. There's taunting underneath those helmets. Your mother smells nice. Thank you, he says. Oh, it's a headshot. He's winding up. Swing, bada, bada, swing. Oh! Who are you cheering for? Come on. A tool used for the farms is now being implicated in the field of battle. Oh! My lord, are you going to let that stand? Hang on. My lord, are you okay?
Don't speak to me during a tournament, you idiot!
Do over?
Oh!
So who are you cheering for? Who are you cheering for? Randolph Douglas, Randolph Douglas, Randolph. Oh. Both these knights tirelessly attacking. They could fight for hours if they wanted to. Come on, who are you cheering for? Who do you want to win? Randolph Douglas, Randolph.
Oh!
So Douglas, do you yield?
Get down!
It's only a friendly, my lord. A yield! Point to Randolph!
So that's it. With more pure and simple vlog. I think it's the first one I've actually properly went and filmed all the reenactment stuff. This time it's a confidence thing, I think. I'm just walking around the big garden area, as you can see here, quite big. But I'm gonna start making tracks to get back to East Kilbride. Well, I'm to Glasgow first. It's a Sunday night, so it has to be Doctor Who nuts time. They all seem to these events always seem to sit in at the time when you've got something like the Who meeting, as I call it. Anyway, I'm glad you've watched this. Thanks for watching. I know it's a bit stumbly today, and my conversation's a bit funny, but I'm actually a bit tired, so maybe I'm not speaking as clearly as I normally would do. Anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see, because there's one video every week about 7 o'clock GMT. In fact, it is 7 o'clock GMT. I've not broken that in months now. That's what I'm hoping when this video goes up anyway. I'm sure that will still be the case. Next week is an interesting video, at least it should be. It might be something different. Never know what my schedule's like at that point, but at this point it should be an interesting week video, so that could be quite intriguing. Last month was a very good, as far as I'm concerned, unboxing video of my new phone, which I'm not filming on today. I'm filming on the old phone, purely because I know the technicalities, plus it doesn't waste the battery of the new one. Anyway, thanks very much for watching once again. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will speak to you next time. See you later. There we are. That's a bit longer than I expected. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, not sorry at all. One thing I did learn from that vlog. These come in handy. It's right about this time after doing this video I realised that I actually need to get a lavalier mic to help the wind noise, and one of these. And they've been my friend ever since. So yeah. Technically, still learning bits and pieces how to vlog at that point. That one's not too bad. Bit too long for me, but hey. That's the thing with the early ones. You see a development of what happens now. Speaking of vlogs, of course, this one coming up next week is my trip to the Ray Harryhausen exhibition, which finished last month, and you can see in the background there, if I get my link right, get your head round there, you'll see a wee skeleton that I bought at the museum. Harryhausen is quite known for his fighting skeletons as part of his animations that he did for the films. And I thought I'd just put that in view for you guys to look at this week. But welcome to Streamstructor if you've just joined us. I've been going now for what is that? Well, that's 50 minutes live, 10 minutes holding caption before that. So, been going quite a while. Now, as you see on the side there with the comments on the side that Fraser posted earlier on, he's asked me a few questions. And the first question was, and I said I'd do them in bits. First question was, if you would cast anyone as the next Doctor, who would it be? And I couldn't think at the time, but I now know, I think I know. Ben Whishatt. Ben Whishatt. Two things. I think he could play the role quite zany and more traditional like the Doctor. More akin to more a zany Matt Smith than more an emotional David Tennant. He is older than me, which also helps. And also, he is gay, and that is the next precedent. Is we've had an actor who's female, we've had a Doctor who's female, now we need a Doctor who the actor is gay, because we've never had that before. So I suppose if you tick boxes that way, that's one way of fulfilling that. But I actually think he'd make a good job of it. He's brilliant as Paddington. He's good as Q in the James Bond, Daniel Craig era James Bond. So Ben Whishatt would be my answer to that one. Next question from Fraser. Where in the world have you yet to visit and really want to go there? I really want to go to Canada. I ideally want to go to Vancouver and that side, British Columbia. I think it'd be because the climate's fairly similar to here, and I think it would be quite fun to go to North America and see what the culture's like a bit, and go to Canada. Kiev was one of my potential places to go to, but obviously that's going to be out for a few years now, I think. And if you didn't see it earlier on, I've had a major rant about some visas and that with the UK for refugees in Ukraine. I won't go into it more. It'll be I think that's probably going to be the clip from the live stream that I'll put up on Wednesday. Haven't decided exactly yet what's happening there, but yeah, I would say Vancouver in Canada. I'd love to go back to Poland and go to Auschwitz, because I didn't do that when I was in Krakow because I was hungover. And also the salt mines as well. I'd like to go there too. Apart from that, Australia is always a good thing. Brisbane, Sydney, Perth. Probably do it in the winter time here. Anyway, I'll do it in early times. Plenty of time to do that though. Mum and Dad are planning to do that next year and go on a cruise around Australia and New Zealand, which I'm sadly jealous about, but quite right. They need to enjoy their retirement, so quite right on that. I'll answer the next question after the next video. So the running order, we've had Aberdour, and we're going to have the Deanstructor reviews Doctor Who of Battlefield. That is the next video that comes up. Before I do that though, I just want to very quickly go over the birthdays and just say hello to a few people and wish happy birthday. March is actually quite a lacking month when it comes to birthday wishes. My friend Kaylee today has had her birthday, so happy birthday. My friend from the reenactment world, Marco's birthday is on Tuesday, and another reenactment friend on Saturday, Claire, her birthday is on the 12th of March. Then I've got my mate Lisa on the 3rd of April, and do you know what? There's another birthday, but I'm not going to reveal it until next live stream, because it actually happens to be on the live stream day, and he's known to the channel, he's the perennial favourite, and I'll wish him a happy birthday when we get that way. So not many birthdays this month in my friends list from Facebook. Next month is a little bit more developed in regards to whose birthdays when and where. But yes, that's the situation with the birthdays from Facebook. I'm going to go straight into the Doctor Who review so we can have a chat about what's happening on the channel going forward this month, and also reveal that Kidstructor, because this is what you see on Patreon, Facebook, Twitter and Tumblr. It used to be YouTube. YouTube's taken away the community feature from me. Damn it. So I think it's because I'm not a partner. I'm not in the partner program yet. So the community tab's been taken away from me, so I can't post it on that anymore. But the schedule coming up with the next videos and when they come out will be available in the about information. Anyway, maybe a little details of what video it is, but they'll be there. So we've got the live stream just now. We've got this clip from the live stream on the 9th, which is Wednesday at 6 PM GMT. We've got the vlog to the Ray Harryhausen exhibition, which was in Edinburgh until the 20th of February, just gone, and that's on the 13th, next Sunday at 4 PM GMT. Then the following Sunday at 4 PM GMT is the Doctor Who Big Finish review of The Whispers of Terror, and then the 23rd of March at 6 PM GMT is my review of The Doctor's Wife, and the Kidstructor on the 27th of March at 4 PM GMT. I'll reveal what that is at the end of the video. At the end of the live stream, not the video, at the end of the live stream. Okay, I'm now going to play the next in my archive videos today. It's time for the Doctor Who review of Battlefield. Hello everybody and welcome to another Doctor Who review. This time it's an adventure from the 7th Doctor. Yes, here we are. We have a review today for Battlefield, starring the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. And I have here the television companion, as always, for classic reviews. Here we go with the plot synopsis. The TARDIS materialises in the English countryside near the village of Carberry, where a nuclear missile convoy under the command of Unit's Brigadier Winifred Bambera has run into difficulties. Lying on the bed of nearby Lake Vortigern is a spaceship from another dimension containing the body of King Arthur, supposedly held in suspended animation, and his sword Excalibur. Anselin, a knight from the other dimension, arrives on Earth to aid the king, but is followed by his rival Mordred and the latter's mother, a powerful sorceress named Morgaine. We all recognise the Doctor as Merlin, a fact that the Time Lord attributes to events in his own future. A battle breaks out between Unit and Morgaine's men. Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart has come out of retirement to assist in the crisis and ends up using silver bullets to kill the Destroyer, an awesomely powerful creature unshackled by Morgaine to devour the world, although he himself is almost killed in the process. Morgaine tries to fire the nuclear missile but is overcome by shock when the Doctor tells her that Arthur is in fact dead and she and her son are taken prisoner by Unit. So, Battlefield, the second story to be produced in season 26, but the first one to be broadcast. Written by Ben Aronovich, who is also the author of Remembrance of the Daleks, the highly rated 7th Doctor story from the season before. That's still to be reviewed as it currently stands on the channel. But overall, I've said before, I have 6 favourite McCoy stories and 6 not so favourite McCoy stories, and this seems like kind of stands consensus, there's 6 good, there's 6 bad. Battlefield for me is one of the 6 bad. It's not the worst of the 6 that I don't like as much, but it is the one I substitute for the Happiest Patrol. as a good story. So the House Patrol is one of my favourites, which is usually seen as one of the bad ones for most people, and I don't like Battlefield as much as others do. So I think it's probably because it's a little bit of a mess at times with the way it works. The plot line the idea is okay, this interdimensional Arthurian legend that we're playing on here. I like the idea of it, but some of the characters are acted terribly, I think is a polite way of putting it. Some of the plot lines, they're trying to do a kind of, they're there, some of them really are the worst successes of plotting for Doctor Who, in regards to the way they're just there as plot points and they don't really use much else. And that's the same with any series of Doctor Who, never mind the classic stuff, it happens here. It's 4 episodes, it would have been better as 3, and maybe add an extra episode to something like Survival instead for this series. It's one of the 4-parters. It's better as 3 in my personal opinion. I think it's just a bit too padded out with its plot line. I think it deserves 3 more than 4, but that's my personal opinion here. But yeah, it's a muddled plot. It is muddled in the idea of it, and it kind of, I don't know whether it's time related to something, but the end just seems really rushed, really tellably rushed, and it doesn't seem right. And there's too many elements in there, and they could have cut out a few characters, and it would have made a bit of a difference. But let's go into it and go through the characters as we see them. We've got the 7th Doctor by Sylvester McCoy, of course. The 7th Doctor by this point is getting into his stride. It certainly is a manipulative character that I love of the 7th Doctor. I love the fact that obviously he's blagging it. Most of it. He has no idea what's really happening. He's kind of got a nice sense of what's happening, but of course this is based on events in his future. And of course when we're talking about future in Doctor Who, it can be very muddied. This is not the first example of a future plot line for the Doctor that we don't see really the repercussions of in future stories. We've never seen a Merlin version of the Doctor yet. But that's something Chibnall might do with Whittaker or somebody else, you never know. Moffat certainly never did it properly in that respect, although he's probably the best candidate for that. But moving on. So yeah, this future timeline thing with the Doctor, nice concept, nice idea, and I do like the way McCoy plays. He plays it quite well. There is one scene that's kind of slightly grating, which I'm not quite fan of, and that's the bit where he's under psychic pressure from Morgaine, when Morgaine first speaks to them and he's holding the scabbard, and his pain face is one of the slight weaker points of McCoy, and I'm not going to turn around and say otherwise for that. There is elements where sometimes it doesn't work, and this is one of them where it doesn't quite work. And I think it's just the pacing and the way it's been done as well. It doesn't quite work for me in that respect. But apart from that, very solid performance from the 7th Doctor, and one I still enjoy. And the reason why, it was one of my favourite stories. Why is my favourite Doctor from my list from last year. All the elements of what the Doctor should be are really in there, and I really do enjoy it. Sophie Aldred by Ace, plays Ace. Yeah, you can see that she's in the role now. This is very much the last story that Ace has where she's kind of a sideline character to a small extent. She is there, but the Doctor's really the focus here in this story, and his plot line against Morgaine and Mordred and Anselin and all that, and obviously the return of the Brigadier as well. It's the petulant child side that I didn't like. It's the side that you see in Dragonfire and the side you see in some of the stories of season 25 that I don't like of Ace. And there's one scene which is the worst scene. That's what brings it down. I'll come back to that later, with her and Xiao Yung. And it's horribly acted. It's terrible. And I'll come back to that in a minute. So we've got Nicholas Courtney returning as the Brigadier. And it's a nice little view of the Brigadier. It's kind of like a... Yeah, he's the Brigadier character. You see it's a stiff upper lip. You see it's the character that we all know of the Brigadier. But he's kind of relaxed in the way he does things. And it's quite nice to see that characterisation. He is utilised quite well. He is... it's a nice way of doing it. And you can see there's elements there potentially that the Courtney wanted it to be the last. And that's why he agreed, because that was the rumour. He did it because he thought that was going to kill off the Brigadier. It didn't happen, but you can see the elements leading up to that kind of fatalistic point of view the Brigadier has near the end. So you can see that. The best of the guest cast, Morgaine, played by Jean Marsh. Now, Jean Marsh, at this point in her career, obviously she was known more for Upstairs, Downstairs, and she was very well known in production of different ideas around about this time of different stories. Obviously, Upstairs, Downstairs is one of her ideas, but House of Elliot she was about to create a couple of years later with Dame Aileen Atkins. But at this point, Jean Marsh is well known for her acting work, playing witches. She's just come fresh from playing the witch in Willow. the film that Warwick Davis stars in. So she has got that reputation of playing horrible old ladies at the moment. So she seems to be relishing in that part, and she does a good turn here as Morgaine. And the bit at the end where she's talking about her going with Arthur, you know, remembering her time with Arthur when Arthur's revealed to be dead, is a little bit overplayed, but I do like the character overall, and I think it's a good little baddie enemy, and she works quite well, the way she speaks and everything. I quite like that. One of the characters I don't really like is Mordred, played by Christopher Bowen. He hams it. He absolutely hams it. This bit where Mordred's trying to put the sword in to get Morgaine from one dimension to the other, his laugh is so grating. It's horrible, and it's part of the reason I don't like the story, is some of the acting in here just really puts you off. And his is just a terrible, hammy performance. On the other hand, his arch enemy, Anselm, played by Marcus Gilbert, is quite refined. I quite like the understated way. You can see he's an arrogant, you know, he's got an arrogance to him, but it's kind of a pleasant arrogance. There's an arrogance you want to root for him for. And I do quite like the character. Then you've got Bambera, played by Angela Bruce, Brigadier Bambera. Initially, she's annoying. I'm big and mighty, and I'm mighty, and you will do what I say because I'm in charge, and she's losing control. And the plot she has with Anselm makes her better. I do prefer Bambera in the later part of the story than I do at the beginning. I think at the beginning she's really, really a ranty, shouty, majory type, and that's something the Brigadier, it's like she's trying to emulate Lethbridge Stewart, and obviously when Lethbridge Stewart comes along, she kind of realises his style and kind of mellows a little bit, and the love interest, and I say love interest, between Anselm and Bambera is okay, it's alright. Then we've got the lesser roles coming in here. We've got Peter Walmsley, played by James Ellis. He's probably the most prominent of the supporting cast outside what I've said already of the villagers. It's his dig where the nuclear convoy is stuck, and the battle scene around that, it works well for the battle scenes and the production of that for there. But his idea of doing the scabbard and excavating the scabbard is probably the only good point about him. He's okay. He's just a standard character, really. Then you've got the Rowlandsons, Pat and Elizabeth. Elizabeth's more interesting because she's blind, and then Morgaine pays for Mordred's drinking in the hotel by restoring her sight. That's the only interesting really plot point of them. You've then got an interesting cameo for Lavelle from Dorota Ray, or Kwiatkowska, as she was known more professionally. She has just recently passed away, so that's why I've put a little mention here. Nice little turn as Lavelle, as the helicopter pilot, and then later on, obviously finding out, being used to her brain information being sucked out by Morgaine to find out the strength of the forces, conventional forces. And then we've got the Destroyer, played by Mary Cowton, nice little token monster. He plays it okay. Slightly over the top at times. And then we've got one of the most annoying characters, Ling Tai's Xiao Yung. I don't like Xiao Yung. She seems to be an annoying teenager. Maybe because she was. But yeah, she grates worse than Ace. And she is part of the worst part of the story, the worst scene. Near the beginning of the first episode, Ace and Xiao Yung go outside to the benches once they've got their drinks. And Ace is talking about a bit of nitroglycerin, kind of nitro that she's created that's like in the form of plasticine, and she's talking about throwing it over her shoulder into some classes petunias, another classes petunias, and exploding, and just the whole boom bit. It's just badly directed, badly acted. I mean, it's really terrible. It's just every time I see that scene, I'm kind of going, oh god, come on, move on, let's get to the end about the plot. It's a juxtaposition to the fact there's a fight going on with Anselm and somebody else at that point near the TARDIS, and Anselm gets blown up and quite crudely flies through the air and hits the brewery barn at the back of the hotel, and that's all it's there for. But it just doesn't. The whole work between the two of it doesn't work, and I think Kev McCulloch's underscoring music doesn't really help with that. Speaking of the underscoring music, Kev McCulloch's good in some respects. There's some stories where it works, and there's some stories where it doesn't. It doesn't. Fortunately, it's the only one of the series that he does, because he doesn't do his previous effort with Silver Nemesis, and that was horrible. I don't like that, and I think he seems to have gone quite in a bombastic way, which I'm not really always keen on when it comes to bombastic. It kind of takes away from some of the plot elements and takes you away from some of the action a little bit in this, and this is another reason I'm not quite a fan of it, really. The direction is okay. It's a bit hammy at times. Michael Kerrigan is doing a lot of set pieces with explosions. They love explosions in Doctor Who at this point if they can get away with it. And I think this is the one where they used up the explosive budget for the year. But it's quite funny how the two biggest explosive episodes are seen, in my eyes, as two of the worst. The other one that's very big in explosions is Silver Nemesis. And that's horrible. I don't like that one either. But you'll see that later episodes and reviews why I don't like that one. But yeah, the set pieces, it's a bit over the top at times for some of the direction and so forth. And I don't like the fighting that goes on here. The idea of the swords, of the armor mixed in with the modern guns, it's an interesting concept. It doesn't work really. The sword fighting's okay, I suppose. It's not something. Being a reenactor myself, I know that the sword fighting's not that realistic, but it works for what you need, and you get the feeling that they'd run over a little bit and they were catching up, because it does feel rushed at times, some of the stuff they're doing. But there's elements you could take out. You could take out the fact that you've got the plot bit for the blindness of... you could take out the fact that you've got the blind bit for Elizabeth and the tab bit. You could take out the factor of the faffing about of the brig in his retirement with Doris, and I like that element to set the scene, but that could be taken away. There's the conversation bits where they're set pieces to show the honour side of Mulgain's troops, but the bit in the World War Memorial, that bit could be removed. There's lots of elements that could be removed. There's some pub scenes you don't want. The bit with the destroyer in the pub, that could be curtailed a little bit. I think maybe the destroyer and the castle bit would be better. Just use that to bring him in and use that setting instead of using the hotel with Chow Yun and Ace. There's elements here where you could cut it down possibly to 3 episodes and it would run a lot quicker, a lot better, a lot paced. It is a bit slow in the third episode just a bit, but that's the nature of Doctor Who at that time, and it really does show in this one. Overall, I don't mind it, but it's not my favourite story. It is one of the worst ones. It's probably my 7th, 8th favourite of Doctor Who of that era, of the 7th Doctor era. It's not one of my favourites though, and it is quite low in my ratings. I would give this one 3 TARDISes out of 5. That's how much I rate it, or not, as the case may be. One of my lower ratings really for this. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. It's right in the middle, and there's a lot of elements in there that I could basically don't want to watch again on a regular basis. It's not one of the ones I go back to on a regular basis of the 7th Doctor era. I would be more likely to go towards something like the Haps of Troll or Remnants of the Daleks than this one. There we go. There we are. The review of Battlefield. Quite a nuanced review, actually. I forgot how good I can be at reviews at times. I'm reviewing 3 in a row at the moment when I'm doing recordings of them, because I'm trying to get ahead in preparation for Who Month and later in the year. And that's partly what I want to talk about here in regards to the channel and what's happening, just a little bit in regards to coming up. And also reveal what the kids TV show is going to be this month as well, which you'll see right at the end. Before I do that though, another question that Fraser left. Fraser left 3 questions for me at the beginning of the live stream, and I've decided to answer them in bits throughout the stream. The last one, he said, you wake up tomorrow with a superpower for 24 hours. What's the power and what would you use it for? I was having to think about this one over the time, and do you know what? I think it would be flying. I'd love to just be in the air and just, be able to see things from above. And I mean, I've not flown a lot in planes in my life. My first flight wasn't until I was 19 when I went to Shetland. But I haven't flown a lot in my life, and I'd love to do a bit more. But I'd love to fly. I'd love to go and do a day of just flying around the country and just seeing sights from below and flying with the birds and, maybe even see how far I could get. Maybe I could get quite far. I don't know, but that's what I would do. Is I would go flying. That's the superpower I'd have is being able to fly, I think. Okay, so you've had the archive stuff today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody who's coming in and out. Thank you for the couple of likes I've had so far. This is lovely to see. Thank you for that. If you have just joined us, welcome to Streamstructor number 27. I've been broadcasting since just about 7 o'clock. I'm about to wrap up a little bit now, but just before we do that though, just a very quick thing about a couple of things coming up for next month. Over the next few months, are going to be doing a lot of more reenactment stuff, and so April, May, July and August all have events happening on the first Sunday of the month, which means I can't do Streamstructors. So what I'm going to do instead is Streamstructor is going to be the second Sunday of the month for those months I can't do it in the first Sunday of the month. I might actually just change it to be the second Sunday of the month until the reenactment season is over in September. In fact, no September's as well. So yeah, the only month for the next 6 months that actually will be a Streamstructor on the first Sunday of the month will be June. So do you know what? That's what I'm going to do. The live stream for Streamstructor will be on the second Sunday of the month going forward until the clocks go back. So until October, the last live stream will be in October. So until the clocks go back, it will be the second Sunday of the month, and it will be from 6 PM GMT, so 7 PM in the UK, but 6 PM GMT here. So we're changing that timing as well. So that's what's coming up in regards to the live streams. Now, I recorded 3 Kidstructors with Fraser last month. They were Samurai Pizza Cats, Tugs, and Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. I have edited 2 of them, so I had a thinking about which one I wanted to put up. So now it's time to reveal what the Kidstructor is going to be this month. And the next Kidstructor is not going to be for a couple more months because of other videos and other projects coming up. And Six Facts is kind of taking the 4th Sunday of the month slot for most of the year. But, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. Yeah, all the usual cliches coming up. The Kidstructor that's going to be on the 27th of March is Samurai Pizza Cats, and hopefully you can join me for that. That's going to be quite fun and exciting, I think. Samurai Pizza Cats. I'm actually in the final stages of finishing Tugs as well. So Jason Real Warriors is just about done. That will be out later in the year. I'll give you more information about that on the channel update about what's happening with that, because there's a lot of recordings and a lot of things being planned ahead. And there's one thing I will be trying to get upgrading, and I need to do an unboxing video for. See that telly behind me? It went FUT last month. I said FUT, F-U-T, not the other word. This next couple of months is going to be quite expensive for me. I've got things to buy this month. I've got things to buy. I've got hire cars, which cost me a good deal for recording and travelling for reenactment next month. So there's going to be a situation where I will be having to buy a new television, which is kind of, I really want a telly because Amazon Prime's got Picardo at the moment. I can't watch it, so but I have to prioritise what I buy, and it will be in May that I buy my telly, and that means the video at the end of the 1 month hopefully will be an unboxing, but that will be confirmed nearer the time. But yeah, there's things in place and changes happening. But yes, that telly there has done me for 6 years, and I tried to turn it on to watch. It was actually Discovery. On Pluto TV, because Pluto TV's been broadcasting Discovery episodes at the moment, Star Trek Discovery, and it blew the fuse. It actually blew on the circuits in the house, so I think the telly's gone, which is a shame, but it's had good use of it, and I'm looking at new tellies at the moment. I know I want to buy, but it's going to be a couple of months before I can actually do it. That telly behind me will still be used as a way that will still be in videos in the background for a while. It won't really kick in properly until June, before I start using that telly in the background for videos, the new telly in the background for videos. But until then, you will see that telly a bit more. You probably will see it till probably about August time, maybe September time, in new videos coming out. But that's a tale for another time. Why did I do in that voice? I don't know. It's weird. But if you have enjoyed this, thank you very much, guys, for watching as always. This is run a bit longer than normal. But do you know what? I had 2 long videos, so I suppose that makes sense. But yes, thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for the clip on Wednesday at 6 PM GMT. It's probably going to be my Ukraine rant that I'll put up. And timings and that will be here for you to skip through different sections if you want to on replays in due course for the next couple of hours. Hopefully you'll be able to start doing that. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching, if you have been. Don't forget to like this video afterwards, leave a comment down below as well if you haven't already. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag Teamstructor, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when a new video comes out. And I managed to get myself back into saying that properly again. General, new video every Sunday at 4 PM GMT. The next live stream is on the 9th of April at 6 PM GMT, so 7 PM UK time, and hopefully I will see you live then. I am, as I say, got the clip on Wednesday, then we've got the Harryhausen Museum vlog. Hopefully we'll see you then. In regards to my vlog for my challenge, that will be up on the 2nd of April at 4 PM GMT. It's already actually uploaded, ready to be scheduled, so that's there. So you'll be able to see how well I did and how quickly I did it and what the step count and everything else. It's an interesting vlog. I actually enjoyed editing it together the past couple of days. But that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching as always. I will see you on the 9th of April on a live stream. Hopefully I'll see you a few more times in the videos that will be released in the next few weeks. But until then, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Tell me if it works.